welcome to the Arkansas Music Showcase. Cliff and Susan, so glad y'all are here. You are a dynamic duo from Little Rock that you play all over the state, really, and husband and wife team.
Yeah.
And just doing great things out there. You released a new album. And are you dreaming of building something from the ground up? Look no further than J.R. Shellnut Construction, your one-stop shop for all your construction needs, from dirt to concrete and all the way to erecting your dream building. J.R. Shellnut Construction, LLC has got you covered. We're not just builders, we're your partner in creating spaces that last. But what sets us apart? We're a faith-based company where integrity, quality, and community are at the heart of everything we do. With J.R. Shellnut Construction, you're not just getting a contractor, you're gaining a team that believes in the power of faith and hard work. So whether it's a new home, a commercial space, or something entirely unique, J.R. Shellnut Construction LLC is ready to take your project from vision to reality. Call us today or visit our website to get started. Let's build something beautiful together. J.R. Shellnut Construction LLC, building more than just structures, building trust and community. And up for congratulations on being selected for the 5 nominations for the Arkansas Country Music Award.
It's started laid out this one.
We did it. Yeah, it was great. I couldn't believe it. You guys have been one of my favorites since I started my journey. I've been following y'all pretty close, so it's really special for me to have y'all here today.
I'm so excited that you got this new podcast. We're honored to be, your second?
Yes, number 2. They're saying number 2. Yep. Yeah, we had some great country Christian cowboys on the first one, and now we got some rock and roll cowboy and cowgirl on the second one. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, y'all are awesome. So, just want to start today and talk about who y'all are and where you started and what's going on now and where it's going. And so if we would, let's start by talking about how y'all came together. What's the origin story? You want to talk about that? Is that okay? Yes. Yes.
Take it. Well, Cliff and I met on stage at Willie D's in 2016. So he and I both had been doing music for many years prior to that. And my career has been mostly in piano bars up until that point. And Willie D's was my home and has been, I've had a foot on the ground at Willie D's at some point in my career. I started there in 2003, so almost 21 years now. Or 20, is that 22? Yeah, 22. Oh, Lord. So, but we were both booked to play a show at Willie D's one. It was in May of 2016. And we hit it off musically. Immediately, I asked him to join my show at Oakland Casino, which I'm in my 10th year residency. He's joined me in 2016. So we have been blessed to have lots of shows ever since we met. We hit it off musically. Love happened pretty quickly. We got married a year later in 2017. We eloped in Vegas. And our journey in music started immediately, and then love happened, and we're blessed with lots of shows, and we've grown our career. We're starting to release more of our country music, and we do a lot of cover shows, which is what people know and love about our shows. The high energy, all genre, it's like an all request show. And so we love Arkansas. We do travel a bit for some out of state shows, but that kind of gives the short, brief synopsis of it. What did I miss?
I like how much you cover because I really don't have to say a lot after you start covering. So when I met Susan, I was just working at a pharmacy part-time, and so again playing at Willie D's, that's our common ground, and I didn't think that I'd be able to make a living playing music full-time, but here we are, and we're very excited that we're starting to focus more on our original music career. So we love the cover shows, and you've been able to build an incredible fan support around that.
Yes.
And I think that is greatly the reason why we had a good amount of success with the momentum that we have right now with our originals.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're great originals, by the way. They're really, really good. Y'all, so when you joined Willie D's, what instrument were you playing?
So I was a utility player there. They mainly brought me in to play fiddle and guitar, but I play a lot of instruments, so they would get me up on drums or bass or whatever they needed me on at the time. And I didn't play piano then, but I actually started playing piano a few years ago now. And she showed it to me.
I just like to claim that I helped him, but no, he taught himself. And
oh, really? Of course. Taking it more seriously and actually becoming a little bit of a player as a piano player there. here and there to help out.
Yeah. So you went from just playing the guitar and the fiddle to playing the drums and anything else, and then filling in on keys as well.
Right. So I actually started on drums as a musician. That's the first.
How old were you? Like,
I was 4 or 5 when basically they realized I was taking out pots and pans with wooden spoons. Yeah. Because my earliest memories were seeing my dad. My dad is a guitarist, and he played in several bands. And
Yeah.
he's one of the founding members of Tragically White, who's still around doing shows all the time.
Yeah, I'm cousin that was in that band for a long time.
Yeah.
Iron Hayes.
Iron Hayes, yes. My dad knows him. Rick Martin and Ben Thomas. I don't know if you.
That's cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
No, Wayne Wells. He passed just a little while ago, but he was one of the members in that band for a long time. But yeah, my dad was a big influence on me, and I definitely remember some of my earliest memories of his band rehearsing. I remember being in someone's basement somewhere.
Yeah, that's all just ingrained into you.
So once they were like, maybe we should get him a drum set so we'll stop scattering positive bands everywhere. So I figured out and started on drums, then picked up. Actually, fiddle was the next instrument that I picked up because I started asking for one when I was probably 8, and they finally got me one on my 10th birthday. Then guitar somewhere when I was about 15, 16, something like that, picked that up, and then just kept snowballing from there.
So you just kept increasing the instruments that you.
fiddle, it was very much a staple instrument for us in our show, and I would say you kind of missed the Mountain View stuff that you.
Yeah, so I did get a lot of my improv skills and just my musical knowledge from Mountain View, Arkansas. My grandparents would take me there in the summers, right, and fall. They had all kinds of festivals going on all year round in Mountain View. And
In fact, we're playing Memorial Day. So, we're playing there in Mountain View Sparrow.
first experience back together in Mountain View.
It will show. She's never could have been.
She's never been with me. Y'all get people all the time. That Old Town Square is so awesome, and it's the courthouse stage, so that'll be fun. And
It's our full band.
yeah, so the full. The courthouse stage is like a big hollow wooden box of a stage. It's very resonant lift stage, but and it's right against the courthouse, so you got the stone slapped back behind you. So it's a pretty cool little space as well. And people crowd out there sometimes in thousands, depending if the weather is really, really good. You can have 1,000 people out there easily.
Yeah, that's great. So, what was your musical start, Susan?
Well, my mom is still the church piano player at First Southern Baptist Church of Magneco. So I grew up in Magneco and Beaton, Arkansas. I'm sure folks may recognize that. That's between Auburn and Hot Springs.
Yeah.
In fact, mom and dad still live up on the farm there in Magneco. So I saw my mom playing and singing in church at a young age. I asked for lessons when I was 6. She kind of started me and realized she needed to find me a teacher. We're about to pull each other's hair out, I think. So I found a lady, Dorothy Johnson, taught me 10 years of classical piano lessons. So it is rooted in the National Piano Guild. So it was very structured. I would memorize 10 pieces, very theory-based, and just a great background in music. But I didn't think that, music would be a career option for me. I went to school at University of Central Arkansas, a degree in math and a minor in physics, and worked as a radio frequency engineer at Alltel Telecom at headquarters here, Little Rock. And I discovered piano bars downtown with my friends, early serenades, just going downtown. And I was scared to sing, but I always loved to play. I had been in some pageants and talent shows. Anywhere I could play the piano and perform, I loved that.
Yeah.
And then I realized there was this cool concept with the sing-along concept in the piano bar where people would request songs and you would sing and play. And there was a whole science behind the pacing of that show. And so I fell in love with that. And I would work like 50 plus hours at corporate world and then go 5 nights a week down there and just soaking up as much as I could at Willow D's. And eventually about 3 years later, I left and chose music and jumped full-time into music in the unique piano bar niche of the music industry, which has been really the launch pad for all of that I've done in my career.
So that's when your style shifted, was when you were introduced to the piano bars and you were like, I want to kind of just go bigger and faster and just really be more, exuberant about your playing style, and, and so you developed it there. It's good.
Yeah, so classical, I say, classical piano, I can't say, I mean, it was the greatest gift my family gave me, honestly. So many people say, I wish I had taken lessons. So, I mean, I'm so thankful for that very good structured background. But when I heard Jerry Lee Lewis come playing like the Boogie Woogie, Leon Russell, even like that Chuck Berry, even those guitar playing, it's just that Boogie Woogie high energy rock and piano sounds. That's what I really gravitated toward. So when I heard that level, and there's all kinds of genres in piano bar, but when I heard that level of when you can carry the entire song in your hands as a piano player and sing and then deliver and have a crowd singing back with you and playing what all the songs people know and love. It's just magical. And so that's really rooted in everything we do, even to this day. In the songs we write, we really want to have that performance heavy opportunity with our music. And so, it's just magical. And so I encourage anyone to go to Willie D's or go to any piano bar in the world that is near you and see that magic happen, because it's truly cool. It's awesome.
I really enjoyed it growing up in my 20s. I had a Willie D's downtown.
Yeah.
Some other ones around. So it was really fun. We had a lot of good times in those places. And just, you're right, the energy level in those places, it's out the roof. It just gets cranked up and everybody's into it and singing. And it's like the best kind of karaoke you can have. You're welcome to sing as loud as you can and along with everybody, energy levels high. So that's great. So you mentioned Jerry Lee Lewis. My favorite quote that y'all have is, if Charlie Daniels married a female Jerry Lee Lewis. I got to know who came up with that.
Dave Rose. We consulted with him. He's former manager of Lady Wilson. He also works with Lit and Paramore, correct?
No, Parmalee.
Parmalee. I always get that wrong because I get the two pairs.
You always correct. That's to Dave Rose, but you came up with it. He just said we should use that.
Okay. Well, okay. But he kind of gave me the affirmation behind it all. So we were just trying to come up with a fun way to explain in a way, like a slogan, like what are we,
Yeah, it nails.
Well, I appreciate that. And so Fiddle and Keys, our title track off of our album, would be like our signature song. If anyone wanted to go and YouTube that song, you could hear a lot of that. That would be probably
the back and forth on that song is amazing. Just the way that y'all incorporate each other's styles, and that's it. That was the first one that I heard, and I just thought I was like, man, you can't make this stuff up. For somebody to join together like this, to have the challenge that you have, and to be able to go out and entertain while doing it, it's just really, really special. It's awesome to.
It was hard to figure out what we wanted. Everybody always requests that one Ever Georgia, and everybody loves to see her play, Great Balls of Fire or something like that. So we really wanted to have our own song that showcased both of those elements, and something that would hopefully become as big of a staple as Devil Went Down to Georgia for us was, because next we can't seem to get away from that. Yeah, but I'm painted, but we wanted our own song like that. So I think it's actually finally starting to become that for us, which is great.
People are requesting
it our show a lot more, and they're loving hearing it, and we love playing that one, especially with our full band. The energy behind it is really fun, and like you said, we showcase each one, and it's kind of like not necessarily a duel, but kind of back and
And it's lyrically our story, so it kind of wraps the bow on as a duo.
Right, it tells a whole.
That is really, it's really neat. So the idea behind Fiddle and the Keys, of course, was what you just stated. But so when y'all started putting it together, did you just sit down and just start writing the lyrics, or who started that? How did you start that process?
Yeah, we were in Santa Barbara with a friend of ours, Jason Libbs, and we were all like, we need to write something. That's where that idea came from, and it's when we were there playing our show. We do a show in Santa Barbara, California, at a club called the Red Piano.
It's a beautiful place. I saw all the games. Oh, footage for that was
awesome place, and great energy in there. So that's where it began, and we kind of started bouncing around some lines, and I think you said,
"Baby, why don't you play me just a little, please? You play the fiddle and I'll play the keys." And so I think that was the first line that we started from there, and we were trying to come up. And then I don't know, at some point we sat down and picked out the lick.
I came up with the riff and created an arrangement around it. That's kind of my forte on those songs, is just musical arrangement. I always like to really focus in on that portion of the music.
Yeah. So the music was the part of it was happening as you were doing the writing part of it, like kind of went with it, or was it? Did you write the words or and then write them?
Yeah, so as she came up with that one line, that created the hook musically. As we kind of said it, it had that rhythm to it as we said it. So, I think after we came up with that line, we knew we wanted it to be fast. We wanted it to be rocking. So
Yeah.
We came up with the key that I guess we could both sing in, because we were like, it's got to be a duet, but both have to be able to sing this. So we had to figure out a key for both of us, and sat down at the piano with me with the guitar, and we just kind of worked it out a little bit. And I think I came up with the tag. I still have a voice memo.
Oh, we should. Well, that's kind of cool. I forgot.
Working on that in Santa Barbara, and we it's funny. We had like a little drum app on our phone, and we were like trying to play with that. So
Little tidbits, just get your tempo and getting the back beat to it. And, yeah. That's super cool. That's so that was the start of your original songs?
is that the first one?
The first one.
Yeah, definitely one of the first ones. I'd been a writer before, and even several of the songs on the album were ones that I'd written in the past that I was like, oh, we can use that on our album, and so we had started that, but that's the first one that we really started writing, and it didn't release first. The first song that we released together was one that actually my dad wrote the year I was born, and we released it on his birthday in 2040. Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool.
So we
Cool.
And I would say, when we got together in 2016, I had just released an album in Nashville, a couple of projects in Nashville, and I had learned a lot in the studio, but as we got together, I said, I really want to make sure that we find our sound as a duo and find our stride and not just start putting music out just to put it out. And so it took us a while, and which was good because we wanted to do enough shows and figure ourselves out as a duo. And then a lot of that just happened organically. And then at this point, I guess, it was about August of 2023, we're like, I think we have an album's worth, because we had released about 4 singles at that point.
Yeah.
And so we put the bow on that, put it all together, and did the 12th song. Title track was Fiddly Keys, the next 12th song.
Where did y'all record that album at?
Go ahead.
Yeah, so not only the music and lyrics and songs that we wanted to be right for it, is also the production. When we released the full album, I actually ended up remixing some of those, everything on the album except for 2 that she brought from a Nashville project that she did. Were recorded all at our own studio and produced and mixed, and awesome. I played a lot of the instruments. Some songs I played all of the instruments.
Yeah, it's actually Cliff almost everything. I'm on keys for most part, and then there's a couple drummers we brought in, but other than that, he was on all the instruments, from bass, guitar, drums, fiddle, whatever extra auxiliary instrument we used. So he's an incredible producer and arranger.
Do y'all record and produce other musicians in your studio?
We've probably recorded, I don't know, 50 different artists, and by now, since we started in 2017 maybe, and we still work with artists. We're still working with artists now, and we're a lot more selective just because we've focused in on our own original music.
You stay pretty busy.
Yeah,
we did.
It's shifted everybody. Yeah, we have some awesome other producers that we recommend, and then Cliff is on the second volume of a full-length album for Freedom Sings Arkansas, which was a really awesome project. 2 projects. Now, one is up for
the audio one is up for album. So that's one of the 2 albums that y'all have that are up for album.
Yeah, and I think Charles Holmes said that's the first time there's been a double nominee in one category. So we're up for Fiddly Keys is up for Album of the Year, as well as Volume 1 of Freedom Sings Arkansas. So super cool. But watching him take those songs that the veterans wrote with other songwriters and come up with he would get the work tape of the demo tape that they had written.
Yeah.
Many times Nashville hit songwriters or whatever, the veterans would tell their story. So they're really cool, organization. But Cliff would get the demo tape, and then he would build the whole arrangement and play all the music. He would bring in a vocalist to do the lead vocal, but it was just so awesome to watch him grow as a producer with those 2 projects. So alongside those full-length albums, you have done a lot of singles and EPs and whatnot over the years.
Yeah, I've done another full length album for a person before, and mainly it's just singles or maybe EPs for some other people.
Back to the Veterans Day. So not only is it veterans, but you're taking their stories and you're making a song out of their story.
Yeah. So what they would do is they get together. They get a songwriter together with the veteran, and the veteran tells their story, and they make it into a song. I didn't have any part of the writing process. Yeah, they bring me these songs in form of a word tape. So just literally sometimes just a voice memo of acoustic guitar and a vocalist in the room. Sometimes not even a vocalist, kind of. Yeah, they just send it to the best of their abilities, and so I arrange it in the best way I know how. And some of them, I'll extend, and maybe if it's like really short, I'll be like, well, maybe just needs a couple tags, an intro and outro. Maybe I'll throw in a solo. Because some of them have only been like 2 minutes long. So
yeah, so I had to structure a little bit better to carry yourself. Here's a longer, or chop down, whatever it needs to be.
And I know one of them was a incredibly sad story that kind of didn't really have a happy ending. So I actually ended up taking it and making it a little bit more of an upbeat song that doesn't just kill you when you listen to it.
Yeah. So just you bring the music to try to kind of balance the words.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's definitely a really, really fun process to try to bring these stories to life. And some of them are funny. Some of them, you never know how people are going to take an experience and, make some humor out of. Everybody's a little bit different. So some of them focus on maybe the humor of something that they dealt with. And there's one on this current album that we finished.
Is it Taters and Sacks?
It was sack, and that's a good line of that. He was just running through the jungle, and all he could think of is steak and ice cream and taters and a sack. But he had back at the bunk.
Trying to make it back.
Yeah, and he was like, I ran for steaks and ice cream and taters in a sack. That was
Keep to
and
bluegrass song about
yeah. So then Clay wanted that one as a bluegrass song. There's another guy that was like, I would really love this done in the style of like an Alabama song. I will say one of the coolest ones was there's a guy by the name of Duke Cunningham.
Oh yeah.
And do you know who Duke Cunningham?
I does.
Okay, so Duke Cunningham is the real Maverick from Top Gun.
Nice.
And he lives
here. Yeah.
He lives in Arkansas.
Oh, really?
He lived just like 10 minutes from us. And he came to one of our shows after I did this song. They did the song for, and he told the whole story about, how Hollywood came to him, and it says it in song. Like the song actually says all this, but
that's so neat.
They came to him and was like, I'd like to make a movie about you. And so he was the one. He had the picture with. He gave us a little booklet that he signed, and it had him and Tom Cruise, and it was really, really cool. So
I guess so. He's just in Arkansas. He's in Arkansas.
He was in Arkansas.
In Arkansas.
Yeah, awesome. He's the real Maverick, the real deal. And so he and I. Well, I guess when I first started on it, I didn't realize I was like, oh, it's kind of like the Top Gun, and they were like, no, it's really it just is. So that was really cool to do that one. That one was one they actually came out with it as just a single, not only an album. I think.
So I have to brag on too. He brought in the music from the thing Top Gun. So when you hear
so you were able to integrate it.
I integrated.
Enough to not mess with copyright. You hear
it in the solo. It wasn't like the intro. So you see that stuff.
Do you hear that guitar? Oh my gosh! So
two things. We go listen to the song tonight, and then to watch the movie again. Because that Top Gun Maverick, that new one.
And I mean, what are they going to come at me and so what stories? What are they going to do?
I think you're good, man.
It can't take my money.
Yeah, that's so awesome. I mean, that's That's a story right there. Yeah, and that's a real story. That's a real good story.
And he's such a cool dude. He's a very nice gentleman and just really cool to get to know him. So
Well, to have a movie made about you and be from Arkansas, that have people writing songs about it, it's just, I mean, that's pretty great, to have that experience, Yeah, I could imagine being a veteran and everything they go through, and then, just never getting any recognition for anything he ever did. And then, but you guys, and we talked about this same concept on the last show with Charles, and about writing for veterans and things like that. And it's an amazing thing that is done. So everybody out there needs to really dig into that and support that. I think that's great because we wouldn't have our freedom without them. So it's just a beautiful thing.
it's freedomsainsarkansas.org, I believe, or maybe .com, but it's just and so you can find that. And so just that the whole community of artists came together. Now, Cliff did the arrangements and all of that, but he brought in a lot of lead vocalists. So you'll hear like Aaron Enderlin is on the songs on Volume 2. Matt Salmons, Midnight South, Corey Jackson, Ryan Harmon, Cliff did some vocals. I did a vocal. So there's some other, notable artists or all our musicians came together to help out on the project. And I'm excited to see how it continues to grow over the years.
Yeah. So you said Volume 1's up right now. Volume 2 is done.
Volume 2 is done.
I think they're releasing like in the next week or two.
I'll say, sure. I think he has already put it up on their website for people.
It's an early release if you wanted to donate to get to listen to it. They will distribute on all of the streaming platforms here very soon. We could go and see.
Everybody out there needs to download that and add it to your playlist and just really support. So, hopefully it helps out in every way that it can.
For sure. I will say nothing. I mean, Volume 1 is up for the album of the year, but I think Volume 2, I've always grow in my production and everything, so I'm really excited about Volume 2. Nothing against Volume 1, it's great, but I'm super
really. I just continue. If you think it's better, sure. Yeah, you think it's better for
every song we write. It's the best song we write. Every song we could use the best. I mean, it's just
that's we step up your game every single time. Taking them to the next level.
It used to be correct. That's what we hope to do.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear it. I'm excited to hear it. Yep. So support your local, support your veterans, and support veteran music. All right. So let's talk about the Spitfire music video.
We are supposed to get, I think, the first draft back today. And so
this team is incredible. They were incredible to work with. We watched them work with other artists at 613 Media, and we found them through Hayfield. So shout out to our guys over at Hayfield, our Arkansas country band. And I messaged them. I was like, hey, do you mind if I use your guys? Because I love the work y'all are doing with them. And so this team came out of Fort Worth, and for 2 days we filmed with them in Hot Springs using my uncle's Thunderbird. And so, largest.
Yeah. I was just saying,
what?
It's a Firebird, isn't it? Firebird.
What is wrong with me? Do that.
It's like the Bandit car, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's like a 76, 77. If I
remember, Firebird.
That's all you needed to tell me.
That was the whole connection.
That's right. I got it wrong the first time and I forgot. But yeah, so we had nothing but a great experience with them, and so we're excited. I think it'll be probably our first job. It will have minor tweaks, I'm sure, and then we'll be able to release it very soon. We wanted to release it on the same day that Spitfire released, but then the snow came. Then he had to reschedule the shoot.
Gotcha.
So, but hey, it's going to be good, and we're excited.
Yeah, it's going to be great. I think it's going to go well. The visual looks great on it so far. The little teaser stuff that y'all released and things like that looks pretty cool.
We're excited. It's our first official music video, so we're hoping to continue to do that on every song that we release. We've got an 18-month plan to release at least 10 songs, and then wrap the bow on our sophomore album project. So,
gotcha.
And really in today's the way we consume music and the way that, you look for an artist to release it with single here about 6 to 8 weeks if we can, not without jeopardizing our quality or putting ourselves under a lot of stress. But we're hoping to get a new song about every 8 weeks, and then in about 18 months have a sophomore album project. So
yeah, I was thinking about that today. Like, how often should you release a song? So, it's great that you brought that up. I think that's a good method. If you can get 5 or 6 or 7 out in a year, and then you just put that on, make that album. Then you drop 5, 6, 7 in a year, drop that on an album. Or maybe add a couple that people have never heard before.
That's the real thing. So add that special little couple tracks that they're not going to hear unless they download.
Let's say download the album. Yeah.
The way it works, the consulting that we've had done with it's just like, the especially on Spotify, because you can see how many monthly listeners and all that. There's the only DSP, the digital service platform, that will allow you to see analytics. But so it's always like you want to get your numbers up, but about the 5th week after you release your song, it kind of falls off. And so that's when that hot spot is. It's 6 to 8 weeks in. Give them something else to continue. But the way they call it a waterfall release strategy, where you're continuing to build your album, so your UPC, your album number, is going to stay consistent throughout every release. So the numbers start carrying over to that album UPC. So when you drop, you can actually chart more. So there's a whole analytic.
That's great.
Gosh, it's really cool. And then so like Cliff said, so we might release 6 songs, and then maybe there's 4 songs on the final album drop that we put wrap the bow on, and then that's when you print the vinyl on the CD, and you got the album, and you do the sign, and all the merch around it. So So that's
great advice for artists out there watching to understand how the flow works. Because the biggest thing that you have when you come into being a new artist is figuring these things out.
Yeah, and we have resources for artists to learn all this. We love to share that stuff, and so they can reach out to us.
So you can reach out. I was going to say you can reach out to you via a message on Facebook or anyway.
You're at Entertainers Academy. It's called entertainersacademy.com if they go to our website. But we teach mostly at the kind of show that we do, but we teach all of how to release your music. Basically anything we've done, we teach. So
I may have to come to that.
Yes.
Yeah, in the academy, literally, it's got everything in it. Everywhere from sound and studio and just how to be a better performer, mainly. And
how to market yourself. So we have 12 modules that we teach, and we have a weekly call. So we do a weekly group coaching call every week. And we have also, it's called the Gig Amplifier, gigamplifier.com. And you can go by, it's a workshop, and it gets you the fast track on how to find paying opportunities, put your show together, how to pace your show, what gear you need, and how to reach out to the venue and book the show. So everything you need. And even our set list, we give it all.
So, you're really y'all dug in to help another artist.
Oh, I think that's really, somebody helped us. It's like pay it forward,
Yeah, and pass it down, because, we're not all here forever. Somebody's got to continue the tradition. So you got to, we can't hold back. You'll get a little people know how to do these things,
Well, and if we have a bed of artists who know how to do a lot of great shows, then venues are thriving. We all win. We all rise together,
That affects completes it. So the better that you help the artists progress, the better they perform in the venues, the better the venue does.
We all can have opportunities to stay alive and open, and we can all keep gigging.
Yeah, that is great. That's digging deep into it right there. That's really like investing yourself and your time and your efforts into the full scene, like the state of the music in Arkansas. Now from a word from our co-sponsor, Red's Tree Service. Hey there, Central Arkansas. Tired of that unsightly dead tree in your yard? You're not alone. Give us a shout for a free quote. We're your friendly, knowledgeable team, here to guide you on all things tree care. We're licensed, insured, and have been enhancing the beauty of your community since 1976. With decades of experience and the best equipment, no job is too big or small for us. And here's a special thanks to our veterans. Get 10% off any quote. Call us today at 501-516-4204 for pristine tree care that stood the test of time. Red's Tree Service.
And that also follows into the award show. It's great to be nominated, but I think it's also just equally as important to support the Arkansas CMAs or any award show that's done. They have to elevate and have a bar. We're all striving now to who didn't get nominated, and we all know we need to release music within the last 2 years to be considered for that. So it kind of pushes our industry as a whole to rise together and celebrate
success.
Yeah, absolutely.
And collaborate. That's the collaboration we did with Aaron Enderlin would not have happened had we not had the Arkansas CMA. So it's all a collective, and I really hope that we all continue that sentiment and help each other, grow together. So
I think it's here to stay, and I think it's only going to grow. Mm-hmm. I'm super grateful for it. Everybody has been, really open, welcome to the podcast, to my music, and things like that. Just, and I have lots of room to grow as an artist and lots to learn. And so these programs that you have and these classes and all the things, I'm already learning stuff right now, just sitting here talking to you. You know, like really, it's like, how could you ask for anything better if everybody's grouping together and say, hey, this is not about me, this is about us. You know, that's a great perspective to have and the way to come at it. You know, I mean, I think that's, you know, it might be, it's probably that way in other places, but I think Arkansans have a heart for Arkansans. You know, and we rooting on each other. You know, we just want to see people be successful, especially, you know, good people that are trying hard, that are putting the work in, you know. So Spitfire's doing pretty well right now, right?
So far, I mean, our numbers, let me look at it.
What song is that? What's in the top 40 on Apple? Right?
Okay, so that was when we released our album. It's not currently, but when we did release our album, and this was because of the fan base that we've grown over all of our cover shows and all the people that were ready to hear our original music. When we dropped that, we were able to chart at number 39 on the Apple Country's Music chart. So that was really.
That showed us very long, but
it's like 8 hours, basically, but it stuck up there 6 or 8. But you know what? We were above Morgan Wallen, so each year.
Could you imagine that? Yeah.
that was super cool. And I think one of the things there was that people don't really release albums as much as they do sing. Yes. So that was kind of a cool play. We learned so much about how that tracks and how to even do it now. And it's like I mentioned the waterfall strings. Yeah, I didn't know all that back then, but now we know kind of more, and we're continuing.
Yeah, I didn't have a clue. And then I've got a manager, and he's like, "We're not releasing full albums anymore. We're going to build it up." But you know, then we're gonna drop an album after all these songs are done, and add a couple of the, you know, just the whole thing. I mean, that's just the way the albums are works now.
And all those strings that you do it that way, like I said earlier, it all starts accumulating into the final drop in that first week from Friday till Thursday of that week is what the Billboard charts look at. So all the pre-saves, all of that can be boom hit, and then your chances of charting that album is a lot more likely in all those numbers before. So there's a really cool strategy behind. I kind of geek out to the analytics on the backside.
Yeah, I can imagine being with your background, you know, like you really dig into it. There's lots of ways in like Spotify to promote your music across the world for not very much either. That's what I recently learned.
Are you like Spotify ads?
Yeah, Spotify, artist ads and stuff like that. No, it is the expensive to get your music played in India, you know, like stuff like that.
Where I do think Spitfire is really going to shine, though, is with this music video. Video is king when it comes to, you know, the way that we intake our content these days. So yeah, no, one reason why we really love this media team that we worked with the videography team is they create not just a music video, but they give us so much promotional, some short form video content, vertical video content. They were shooting a lot of behind scenes for us. They had still shots for us. They had everything that we needed. So
a whole media kit.
Yeah, I mean that makes a huge difference because everything that we do, we try to add the video or some kind of shots. It has to have it. Put it on reels or put it, you know, making, you know, little short clips and things.
Well, it's the teasers that you saw weren't anything that they did. That was just iPhone. That was right. We did in front of the car just to tease it at first, but I can't wait for everyone to see the video. I can't wait to see it myself. I haven't seen it. Can't wait. Have y'all seen? Yeah, see what you've actually been able to do, and I really do think that we have some potential that we could get on, at the very least, maybe we could push and get on CMT's online distributor on their music videos that we've had some friends have some success and get on their online platform. But we're shooting for the stars on it. Maybe we'll get on the
cool.
Wessel CMT music video.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But that is real cool. Yeah.
But there's a lot of marketing that can be done on Spotify, on Meta, Facebook, and Instagram.
Yeah.
And I've invested in a lot of courses and time and energy and learning all that. So it's very powerful what you can do as an indie artist these days. And I always share that in our academy as well.
Yeah, I'm going to ask you bring that to the academy and that people understand how, like, you know.
For example, we've grown we had a really great piece of content from when we were on national television, and we used that to run some ads to country music people. So targeting people who would potentially like our music, and then they ended up following us and joining our fan club. We got like 9,000 people in our fan club.
Yeah, your list is every week is huge. This guy, you get any of those followers.
They're real people who want to follow us for a music career, and most of them discover us through the song for Granddad. It's been people love that song he wrote about his late grandfather, and that's the one that was performed on national television. And for whatever reason, that's really done well for us. It was a great song.
Well, everybody loves their grandma.
Yeah. So that
One thing that was wild to know that even if you never knew your grandpa, I have people coming to me and say, I never knew my grandpa, and this hits home for me because that's one thing I always wanted. I was like, yeah, I never even thought about it.
And kind of live vicariously through the song.
Yeah, that.
and some people have played it at their grandfather's funeral.
That was what really hit for me. Well, I've had at least 2 or 3 people, and this was just in the ad that we run to get people engaged, and we've had people say, I listen to this song every day, or there were a couple that were like, I downloaded the song and I used it at my dad's or grandfather's funeral just this past week. This was just such a touchy. I said it. I was like, that's incredible. And hey, makes my hair stand up, man. That's awesome.
The power of social media when you do it right. Even like during COVID, we connected with so many people, and we do one online virtual show a month now, but we used to do tons back during COVID. And so building a community around music online, it's there's real people out there that you can find who will rally around your music and become like super supporters. And brands we've even gone and done shows in other states for them now, so it's pretty cool.
My favorite part is when you meet somebody that you became friends with online, and when you get together, it's like you already know each other. I think that's the coolest thing. And you have a supporter or a fan, that you recognize and that and then you're able to give them, the love and attention that they deserve for supporting you so well. I think that's the fruit of it all. That's what we're trying to do here is we're trying to put ourselves out there and just let our soul hang out and just put it all on the table and let people appreciate what we've been through and where we're at and where we're going and
sharing the human experience. And I think there's, especially in this day and age, having music bring people together. When we play music from all kinds of, we read a crowd wherever we are in the world, it brings everyone together. It's unity, and it's
you can probably feel what people want to hear. Yeah, you are so in tune with your music and people, and you adapted to where you go and where you're at. I would assume.
Yeah, absolutely. And we take requests too, so that kind of informs our playlist and some piano bar stuff that we do in the Caribbean or even over in Norway. They love 90s country, by the way. It's crazy. Like that was surprising when I got over there. I was like, oh, I'm right at home. I know. Yeah. But it's really interesting to know that there's a lot of music that's common across the world, really, that people know and love, and they'll all sing. And it's metaphysical to me. It's like people all singing on the same frequency together, having a good time, even though we're in a club. It's just it's awesome. It's fellowship,
Yeah, yes, it is. And when they speak a different language than you, and you sing a song together that they know the words to and not their native language,
correct?
That is a really just, what else, a song can bring the world together because if everybody in the world knows this song and they know the words and everybody can communicate by singing this together. That's just
it's like prayer, honestly. It's a message is such that, it's a message of coming together with that. It could just be a lighthearted fun, Sweet Home Alabama. They know it everywhere,
Yes.
But I was just thinking when you said that, I was thought, some of the more deeper messages, like maybe some of the Beatles songs or something, it's just like it's just really cool that people can come together and sing and share that message together, no matter their walk of life.
That happens across every genre, praise and worship, country music, rap, rock, jazz. Even people that don't listen to certain types of genres on a regular basis still know these certain tunes.
Yeah.
And they're just ingrained into us, from when we're small, and then it's easy to find a meeting point there. And that's what y'all do. You present these tunes and just find a way for people to come together and to enjoy themselves and sing along. And, that's great. So I want to ask you guys to tell everybody where they can find you, all your music. Like, let's talk about your YouTube channel, your podcast, your live shows, and you can just take it and just kind of start where,
Sure, you want to start?
Sure, I'll certainly follow our YouTube channel because we will be dropping that video very soon.
What is the name of that fire?
Yeah, and it's from Cliff and Susan on YouTube. I know you can find
Yes, do this. Type in Cliff ampersand Susan. You'll find our channel. Yeah.
Okay, and Cliff and Susan at Cliff and Susan almost everywhere except for Twitter. You'll have to remind me on that.
X, if you want to call it.
X, yeah, still.
Cliff _ Susan on that one. But cliffandsusan.live is our website, and then all of our links are pretty much, you can find that everywhere.
Every major platform. Yeah, Spotify, Amazon, Apple.
Yeah. The Tidal. I mean, there's a Pandora. Was. I would say, and there is a podcast that we occasionally. In fact, I love this space. We do occasionally interview other artists or other business owners in the state, and we do have a podcast. But all of that really can be found on our YouTube channel. So
yeah, so pretty much everything you do is on the YouTube channel, and then it kind of just spreads out from there, and that's your focus. I've found out that YouTube is probably the best source of income for a lot of people.
You can get it to a point where we're like this close to monetizing our YouTube channel. So everybody go give it a follow. I think mainly we just need to have that video get out and get some more streams. Our watch hours are just almost newly there. And there's people. In fact, this new producer we're working with, Colt Caparoon, is our new producer we're working with in Nashville. He has a very successful YouTube channel, and so he's been giving us the tricks about how to drop the short form video to push to your YouTube video so that the CTR, the click-through rates, all of the geeky stuff on the back end, to grow that YouTube channel, because the people are making great money on YouTube.
I've experienced that the YouTube music pays better than, I'm very good skill here, but YouTube music seems to pay better than anybody else. Yeah.
Well, Tidal is actually, it pays more than any platform. Tidal is the most.
There's not that many people on.
Yeah, but it is not as big of a platform. So it goes Tidal, Apple, YouTube, I believe. No, built me on that, but I'm pretty sure. I know Tidal is the best paying one, but YouTube does a pretty good job on that, especially if you do have a good amount of followers. You can, if you're consistent with putting things out, then you can get some.
You can monetize Facebook and Instagram. We just monetize that, and honestly, it's pretty much in line with what you make if you do your song. So
you make your money off Reels on Facebook. That's where it's at. Reels on Facebook. That's where I've having my most like.
Are you on TikTok yet, or have you been doing any of that yet?
Well, you know the story. It's out TikTok. I thought it was gone, and then I took it off my phone, and then everybody got to keep it, and so now I can't put it back.
I don't know.
But Amanda's done well on TikTok, so she's doing real well.
We're exploring that. I would say of all of the platforms to go live on and get discovered, it's far superior, because we went live on TikTok and just like 7,000 people saw us. And we were like, oh my goodness, this is a great way to be discovered. Now you're going to get served up to everybody and their brother. And so you never know who's going to have.
You're going to have to deal with some comments. It's a good That's brutal. And you can ask my beautiful wife over there how brutal it can be. Yeah.
And so, but if you can just look past that and know that, hopefully it'll attract the right people. That's a great tool for free. When you start having to pay and get in front of more people, that's one thing. But you can get discovered out there on TikTok. So we're going to look into that more this year as well.
That's cool. So look for y'all on TikTok.
Yeah.
That's great. So what does the future look like? I mean, we've kind of already talked about it, but we know that the waterfall effect and you're releasing songs, but do y'all have any big plans for the future?
Yeah.
That you want to discuss here today?
I will say, as far as technology and the future of music, the producer that we're working with right now, again, that's Colt Caparoon. He is with Dark River Studios. He owns that. And
Nashville.
No, I was just saying he's in Nashville, right?
Yeah, he's a Nashville producer there. And so when we started working with him, that was a really big deal for us, just because he doesn't work with very many artists. He's pretty picky about who he works with. So we were blessed to know that he would be able to work with us.
Yeah.
He's working on one, and actually it's almost, complete and finishing up. He's kind of wrapping the bow on it right now. And so hopefully we'll have it in the next week or two and be able to start marketing that. And of course we'll focus on Spitfire video for a little bit.
Of course, yes.
But we really love the song. People have been digging it, and it's called West Virginia.
Y'all played it live and stuff?
We have played it live, yeah. And we don't do it in all of our cover shows just because it's a slower song. It's more of like that writer's round kind of song that you heard. But so he's transitioned his studio into what's called an Atmos studio. And
What is that?
so if you don't know about Atmos, it's basically the best way to describe it is 360-degree spatial audio. So it's much more than just surround sound. So you can literally place we're used to listening in stereo,
Correct.
and a lot of us are used to listening just in mono. A lot of times, sounds so cool, yeah. So stereo, you have to do all kinds of crazy gymnastics as a producer to get things to sound really big in this just stereo image.
Yeah.
And it's awesome, but now not just surround sound, but now you can place things. If you want it to come from up above your head and to the right, then you can do that. If you want to put it behind you and anywhere.
So if you're in a car riding down the road listening to a song, you hear the feel come from back in your rock and the split.
There are a lot of vehicles that are just kind of factory come with an Atmos.
I tell you, the best sound I've ever heard on a movie is in the car listening to it. And it's amazing how some of those stereos, and like we go to the drive-in and you put the movie on in your car, and it's just like it's better than your home surround sound system. So
a lot of TVs that and it's really crazy. I don't know how they do it so well, but some TVs, just the speakers on the TVs. Some TVs come with Atmos.
They can produce sounds around you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Apple playlisting prefers Atmos, Nick. So where it's going with this is the technology. We're moving into the latest and greatest with Cult and continuing to release songs in that technology. But the long term, I would love for us to. We're really looking to get ourselves on direct support to some of the like we've done some bigger shows. We're direct support to ZZ Top and Sawyer Brown. So we want to continue to try and get some of those big shows. And just release music and grow in our artistry and see where that happens. We love to play big venues, and I'd love to play the Grand Ole Opry one day. I mean, we've got some of those things on our vision board at home, And but at the very least, we're doing what we love with the first we love. That's kind of winning already. So we're just shooting for the stars and trying to make the connections, getting out to Nashville and working with Colt and doing some rights and. I'm just, doing it.
Are y'all playing shows when you get out there too? Sometimes
we did do a show.
Yeah.
We played a showcase about a month ago at Third Lindsley, and it was an artist showcase that we were invited to play, and it was well received. And so, looking to do more of those with our full band, and and we even have an option where we do our duo show as a direct. In fact, the duo show is what we did as direct support to ZZ Top. So we have the versatility to do just us or a full band now, and we're excited about all that.
That's cool. That sounds like those are good goals to have, and then we know hopefully that comes through for you, and you guys get those direct support shows, and maybe one day you're at the headline of it all. I mean, I guess that's everybody's ultimate goal, right?
You have to pay your dues in the industry like anything.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of luck and who and so. But when we're just trying to meet as many people as we can and make good music with good people and see what happens. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the goal, is to build relationships and produce good music and just work your way up and pay your dues. I think that's for every artist out there. That's what they need to focus on.
And get better at your craft. That's too. Where we were 6 years ago and where we are now, and I'm like, or where will we be in 3 years? Because we really do. We are doing it full time, but we really, being married to this musician, Savant over here, I got up. He's incredible. So he keeps me working on my skills as a musician and just, further honing our songwriting craft and doing co-writes and all that. So
Gotcha. Well, I'll tell you what, it's a huge pleasure to have you guys here today. And how we doing on time there?
8 minutes.
You got 8 minutes. Okay. Well, I think that our viewing audience could take a lot out of this today, and you guys have got a lot going on. So, I just encourage everybody, to feel free to reach out to y'all, direct message or any other platforms, that you go on your .com or things like that, and really, learn from you guys and the experience that you've had. And, I just wish you both the best for the future and look forward to seeing you out there, on the road and on the stage. And, and one of these days, maybe I'll get some direct support for y'all,
Have you heard of Carla Lee from Michelle Phillips and Company Realtors? She's your go-to real estate agent if you're looking for your perfect home or investment property across Central Arkansas. With 4 convenient locations in Benton, Sherwood, Cabot, and Searcy, Carla specializes in making your real estate journey as smooth and stress-free as possible. Whether you're a first-time buyer stepping into the market, looking to upgrade your dream home, or need to sell your property, Carla's here to guide you. With her deep roots in Benton, and now living in Cabot, she brings a wealth of knowledge to the table. For honest advice, give Carla a call at 501-650-6761 or shoot an email to carlaleerealtor@gmail.com. That's Carla Lee, Karlalee, realtor@gmail.com. Let Carla help you find your dream home today.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
We are performing quite a lot. Stockholm, yes. So Oaklawn, we're at Oaklawn every weekend until May 3rd. So we have a residency from 4 to 8 o'clock on Fridays and Saturdays. So that's a lot of fun. We had a 4-hour show. And there's a late night band that follows us. So we do the early, right during the races. You can go see the ponies race, come inside, see us in the casino in Hot Springs. And then we have a fair number of, shows. Like we're at Bogey's this weekend. Bogey's Malvern Country Club is a great new venue. Daniel Ellison has been bringing lots of artists. So we do that. We some in the River Bottom Winery. So we've got some venues here in Central Arkansas. They can head to our website and check out those. Our calendar.
You are playing like 200 shows a year?
Yeah, on average, yeah. I think we were right under 200 last year when I counted it. But we do a lot of corporate events now. I've been quite a bit of, conferences or Hot Springs Convention Center. So we pick some of those up. And then festivals. We go to Santa Barbara all of July. So I will do a plug real quick.
Yeah.
All of July, every year we're in Santa Barbara. So if they head to our website, there's a link to where you can if you want to plan your trip to see.
So people can plan your trip to go.
But in November, we go to the Caribbean on the island of St. Martin. And this is my 15th year going down there. Cliff's tip with me? Ninth. Because someone did it, so I can't remember.
See about every year.
All of November every year, we spend 6 nights a week. We played at the Red Piano, and it's this really cool venue. But we had 30 Arkansans come see us last year.
Really?
We were calling the hogs of the venue and everything. It's a lot of fun. So I encourage them to reach out to us if they can't find the link on our website. Just message us, and we'll send y'all the link. And we would love to encourage folks to have plan their trip to come see us in the Caribbean in November. So. Yeah, and then in between there, we're doing festivals and looking, like I said, for those opportunities to do direct.
Yeah, and you're always keeping everybody up to date. So you guys out there can just find them. There's plenty of shows to go see, opportunities to come connect with y'all and experience the magic, the obviously the energy. That's the part that that intrigues me the most. Just the energy that y'all bring to the stage, and I just wish you the best and. I really appreciate you being here today, and look forward to the future. What that has in store for you, and just say thank you again for being here.
Thank you for appreciate your space, but I just that's very cool what you're doing here. So I wish you the best of luck with this.
I think that everybody deserves it. It doesn't matter what stage that you're at. You want to be on this podcast, give me a shout. So we just continue to support each other and share each other's stuff and come out and do what Arkansas, people do is that we take care of each other. Yes,
right.
It's like we're going to listen to some more episodes together.
Yeah.
Yep, and we got some good ones coming up. Lots of artists that are on this list that came out today for nominations for the ACMAs. So that was really exciting that we had got so many of those, and thank y'all for the other people saw you coming on, and so they reached out. We're coming on, so that helped out tremendously.
So cool. And it didn't take you long to fill in the slots. I saw it happen. I was like, this is awesome. And it shows that there's a need for this, and I think that's great.
Yeah, I think so. And really, I felt like it was blessed, and I prayed about it, and I just I said, Lord, if it's meant to be, you'll give me a sponsor. Then I won't have any cost, and so we got a sponsor. Then we had 3 sponsors. And so the show's doing well and it's filled up, and so I just really feel like that it was a need, and that it is a blessed deal, and we're going to continue to do this for a long time. And I just we have a show every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But my plan is I let those other 2 weeks open so that larger artists come in and say, you know, like a Justin Moore or an Ashley McBride or, you know, or Aaron wants to come on, you know, we put them in that third slot, you know, so yeah. Or, you know, if eventually we can go to one a week, you know, if we need to, if things start to increase. But for now, we're just going to do 2 a month and go from there and just really focus on the artists, where they come from, what they're doing, how they're doing it, how they got there, and what the future holds for them and the state of music in Arkansas. You know, I want people to really understand the state of music in Arkansas.
Was like you said, it's not just country music. We're country artists, but you have a wide variety of musicians and genres that come on.
I'd love for you to come out and check out Authentically Arkansas Live. It's a monthly showcase at Sticky's every first Thursday of the month, and we're inviting artists very similar to what you're doing, but we're finding artists across the state from multi-genre, and they come in and they play their music, but they also play music from other Arkansas artists and tell the stories of Arkansas music.
Oh, really?
So I'll share that with you, but it's authenticallyarkansas.com.
We'll check that out.
Yeah.
I'll come out there and check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and make some more friends.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to close the show out. I thank y'all so much. You know, all glory to God for making this happen. And look, we'll see y'all on the other side. Thank you.
Thank you.